Hi Melton family, I'm Jeff Robinson over the maintenance department here at Melton Truck Lines. I'm here to talk to you about a change that we're going to do that many of you got some notifications on last Friday, and we call it the Ambient temperature program. And trust me when I say we don't do this to irritate or to make anybody upset. One of the driving reasons behind this is to help us and help you guys control the idle time on these trucks, because these trucks without APUs, the idle time honestly is just going through the roof. It's causing engine problems with the check engine lights. It's causing you guys extra downtime because it takes more time to repair these things because of all the excessive idle. Now let me clear the point up by saying this ambient temperature program, what it does is we have it set at a 35-degree low temperature and a 65-degree higher temperature, that the truck idle is limited. It will not idle during those 20 or 30 degrees of temperature. However, there are some settings in there that will allow the truck to idle. For instance, if your batteries get low, because I know many of you guys watch TV and have electrical devices plugged in, charging your laptops and all that kind of good stuff. And that's fine, and that's what it's there for. So what happens is when the battery voltage drops down to a certain point, you're going to get some audible warnings that say, hey, your battery voltage is getting low, start the truck. So just go up there, start the truck, flip the fast idle on, and it will idle for about an hour to charge your batteries and all that kind of good stuff, and then it will go back to its shutdown stage. And this only happens when it's between the temperatures of 35 and 65. Now, below 35 or 35 in that range, all these trucks have the diesel-fired bunk heaters in them, and the controls are in the back of the truck. They're in the sleeper area. Now, just with the key off, just turn that heater on, set the temperature to 70 or 75 or whatever you want it, and it will keep that truck nice and toasty. Trust me, it will run you guys out of that truck. And if it's much below the 35 degrees, you don't have to worry about it because the truck will go ahead and idle as normal. The electrical needs for the CPAP and that type of stuff, I've heard some questions about that. Once again, that gets back down to once the truck notices that the battery voltages are below a certain point that might prohibit the truck from starting, you're going to get the audible warnings again. Just go up there and start the truck and let it run for an hour to charge the batteries back up, and everything should be fine. Now, we're not the only fleet doing this. Almost all fleets that do not run APUs have some sort of ambient temperature program. And we are very conservative on our settings. We've talked to most of the fleets out there, and a lot of them go at a 30-degree low all the way up to almost an 80-degree on the high side. Now, we felt as a company that's just too much. I would not want to be in a truck if it's 75 or 80 degrees and you're in a parking lot. That's just too hot. So after some testing, we decided 65 should be tolerable. And then with the ability to start the truck every so often when the batteries are getting low, you'll still be able to cool it off. But to do some things to help you, pull the curtains closed on the front windows, restrict the sunlight coming in. That will help both on the cooling and on the heating side. There's a lot of things that you guys can do to help. We're in no means trying to cause you guys any more discontent or problems. You guys have a tough enough job as it is out there. We understand and we appreciate that. So these settings aren't in stone. We'll be looking at those probably on a quarterly basis to see how it's working. And if 65 is too hot of a temperature, well, we'll tweak it. We can move it back down to 60 degrees, something like that. But we've got to be able to do something to help control idle on these trucks. It will help the truck. It'll help you get your Pride performance bonus, I believe is what it's called now. So it's a win-win for everybody. The biggest part for me on the maintenance side, it helps lower a lot of the check engine lights. We have trucks out there. I'll give you an example. I have a truck out there now that has 70 some odd percent idle time, less than 150,000 miles. I've already had to go in and clean the DPF filter, and I'll probably have to do it again pretty soon just because of the excessive idle time that are on these trucks. So it's not just the big company like us wanting to make your life more difficult out there. We're doing it to help you guys and to help us, and it should be a win-win for us all. So that's one of the biggest reasons I should have gotten out earlier and done this Facebook page live and just give somebody a little bit of notice and have a little time to prepare. And it's only the new trucks going forward. It's just the trucks we're issuing out right now. So many of you aren't going to be affected for quite some time. So it will give us a little bit of a chance to get these settings tweaked and adjusted and all that. So if you have any questions, please call me, Jeff Robinson. Stephanie Ryan's in the office with us. Call her over there in Fuel, and we'll see if we can't help these settings and get it set just right. So anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for driving, and be safe.